The following is a paid presentation on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
A Saturday afternoon in late September wouldn't be complete without an update on the Ottawa Fall Home Show. And the 2024 version is just a week away. Good afternoon once again. Dave Watts with you. And we have a packed hour coming up. We're going to be welcoming back Jason Burgraff, the Executive Director of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association, and Chris Sikos will join us. He's the Sales Manager of the Ottawa Fall Home Show. Right now, though, it's always fun to welcome the manager of the Ottawa Fall Home Show, Robert Johnston. Good afternoon, Robert. Great to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you as well, Dave. Summer's on its way out, unfortunately, but the good news is the fall's on its way, and it brings the Ottawa Fall Home Shows. So very excited to talk about it today.
Absolutely. Now, Robert, I always marvel at how your shows here in the Ottawa area are so successful, starting off with the Reno show in January, then the Spring Home and Garden show in late March, and then this one, the Ottawa Fall Home Show, every September. Robert, what is your secret to success with these great shows?
Dave, I'd love to tell you that I'm the secret sauce behind it, but no, we have an incredible team. We've got Gordon Cox and Chris Sikos, who are interacting with the exhibitors day to day to get a good lineup for the people. We've got myself and a marketing team, a PR team that get the show communicated out there and get very interesting attractions going on. But really, the secret to success are the local businesses in Ottawa. Really, the show is nothing without the exhibitor mix that we have. And we've got some of the best companies in Ottawa who have been supporting the Ottawa home shows for many, many years. The Ottawa Home and Garden show is going on well over 30 years. So it really is the secret to the shows. It really is those local businesses that are out there, ready to receive the visitors, ready to inform the visitors, ready to entertain the visitors on site at the show. So that really is the secret to the events that we put on.
Now, you mentioned Chris Sikos, of course, and as I say, he'll be dropping in over the hour with us. We'll be talking to him. He's the sales manager of the Ottawa Fall Home Show. And if you are a business person, perhaps representing an organization, and you've been thinking about getting involved in a home show here in Ottawa, Chris is going to give you some tips and some ideas on how to plan perhaps for the spring show or maybe the January show. Anyway, more on that coming up. We'll deal with that shortly. So then, Robert, let's talk about the Ottawa Fall Home Show. It's coming up next weekend. Let's take a look at some dates, locations, and needed info to get the ball rolling.
Perfect, Dave. So it's the Ottawa Fall Home Show presented by Reno Assistance. Reno Assistance is our presenting sponsor, and you can check them out at renoassistance.ca. They've got a wide range of tips and tricks when you're doing your next reno or construction project. Now, this is a 4-day show format at the EY Center on Uplands Drive. We run from Thursday, September 26th to Sunday, September 29th. 12 to 9 on both Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday. Admissions will run you $14 at the door for adults, $12 if you book online before September 26th. But I also have a special promo for everyone listening, 50% off with promo code CFRA. Go to ottawafallhomeshow.com. You'll see the buy tickets icon and you just type in that CFRA promo code. Now, we also, Dave, have a few other special offers. On Friday, September 27th, we have what we call Public Servants Day all day. Now, what we're trying to do is offer free admission to all the good people who make our city and country and province run. So we're not just talking about first responders, police officers, ambulance technicians, firefighters. We're also talking about educators, teachers, everybody who's really serving the public, transport, OC Transport employees. So really just to say a thank you for everyone who's keeping everything running, all the different gears and that of the city oiled. Then we also have Seniors Day, which is on Thursday, September 26th. Sorry, it's only $5 at the box office all day long for seniors, anyone over 60. And then we have weekday admission. So if you want to come and sneak in for the last few hours of the show on Thursday, Friday after 4 p.m., it's only $7 at the door, so half off.
Robert, these are full-service shows, trusted ideas, exceptional advice, and a wide spectrum of information and inspiration for sure. And it's all under one roof. This is great.
That's it. Yeah. So whether you own a home, doesn't matter what type of home it is, if you're a condo owner or if you just rent an apartment, there's something for everybody at these shows. So the whole concept behind the events is that we're here to save time, save money for the visitors, and give education and inspiration on different renovation, decoration, landscaping projects. So we've got a full range of exhibitors all under one roof, everything from design, installation, renovation, construction, landscaping, financing, as well as some different home services, cleaning, as well as some of those interesting products that a lot of people come out for on site. Everything under one roof, so you don't have to drive around for 4 or 5 weekends in a row to get your inspiration for your next project. We put it all in one place at the EY Center.
We're also going to talk about some of your celebrity guests coming to the Fall Home Show over the weekend, and great presentations on the stage as well. We'll get to that a bit later on in the hour. Right now, though, Rob, I'd like to ask you about your involvement with Habitat for Humanity. You folks have been involved with that great organization for a long time.
Yeah, Habitat for Humanity is actually our national, North America-wide charitable organization that we work with. So we work with them on a national level with a fundraising contest called the Habitat for Humanity Hawaii Sweepstakes. So basically, we had been in the past sending people to Hawaii to help with a Habitat for Humanity build. But Habitat is also a very good local partner with us in the Ottawa area. So we work directly with Habitat for Humanity and their restores. So pre-loved and repurposed items that they have at the restores. If you've never checked out a restore, go check it out, especially if you have a DIY hand or an upcycling mind. Go check that out. There's 2 locations in Ottawa, I believe. And they come on site, they do a pop-up restore, and basically, they're showing you a little bit of what their stores are about, and everything's for a good cause, raising money for Habitat for Humanity.
Perfect. Time for a quick break. And News Talk 580 CFRA's Experts on Call. The Ottawa Fall Home Show is coming up next weekend at the EY Center, and our guest is Robert Johnston. He's the show manager. Up next, though, we're going to welcome Jason Burgraff. He's the executive director of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. Then later in the hour, Chris Seacos will join us, and he's the sales manager for the Ottawa Fall Home Show. Back in a moment on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Welcome back. We're talking about the annual Ottawa Fall Home Show. It's coming up next weekend at the EY Center. One of the biggest home shows of the year. Now, we're going to get back to our conversation with show manager Robert Johnston shortly. But right now, I'd like to welcome back Jason Burgraff from the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. Jason is the executive director of GOBA. Good afternoon, Jason.
Good afternoon, Dave. Thanks for having me on again. Always great to catch up with you, Jason.
You've got a long association with the Ottawa Fall Home Show, certainly. But first, GOBA has been a success story in itself in the Ottawa area for years. Let's take a look at some of those early days and why the association is even more relevant today than in the past.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like you say, the association's been around since 1951. Our primary members are builders, developers, renovators, contractors, suppliers, manufacturers, that make up the core of the membership. We've just crested over 430 members. We've grown about 30% over the past 2 years. So we're really seeing a good energy and a lot of action at the association. And as listeners will know, right, housing has become such an important topic at every level of government. It's a critical kind of thing for the industry to kind of come together and speak with one voice, especially on the rules and regulations that affect it. In Ottawa, Ottawa alone, the industry accounts for more than 38,000 jobs. There's 2.7 billion in wages and 5.7 billion in economic investment. So that's your spending on housing, you're spending on renovations, and that's just across Ottawa. So it's a very important part of the economic picture in Ottawa.
Now, for the listener who is going to be going to the Ottawa Fall Home Show coming up next weekend at the EY Centre, you can drop by the GOBA booth, and it's booth number 1033, but we're going to get into that in just a sec. I do want to ask, though, Jason, how does GOBA create a competitive advantage for its members?
Yeah, we kind of focus on three things. One, we obviously work a lot on housing policies and regulatory change. That's at the municipal level, at the provincial level, at the federal level. We do a lot of business development forums. Obviously, we do a lot of networking and meetings. And then we deliver some professional education, and we do programs like at awards. We do two different housing awards programs. One, housing design, which is related to the Fall Home Show that we'll get into. And then we do it like a sales and marketing as well. So we try to give members of the industry as much exposure, both to the public, but then also to themselves, right? So that they can learn and collaborate together.
And this is great too, Jason. And one of the foundations, or one of the greatest foundations for any organization, would be some of the things that you strive for. And that's collaboration, innovation, professionalism, pride, and loyalty. Wow, those are terrific attributes.
Yeah, the collaboration is first because we really value speaking as a single voice, and we think we're working together, even though these are competing companies as such, right, with different home builders and different consultants and what have you. They are still committed to improving the industry and improving housing affordability and supply for Ottawa residents overall. And so that then that goes into the commitment on innovation, innovation in building science, but also regulatory affairs. That's conducting yourself with professionalism, both with your subcontractors, your partners, and with your clients. And then the pride is really, home builders are proud of the community building that they do. They're proud of the homes that they deliver to Ottawa residents. And then for loyalty, like we say, we're trying to support each other. So we want to, if you're a member, do business with another member. Any partner that you need, any consultant, engineer, lawyer, what have you, is here in our membership. So we really encourage everyone to work together, and it's mutually beneficial.
So who is eligible to join GOBA? Now, are individual contractors welcome? I suspect they are. What are your membership numbers now?
Yeah, so individuals can certainly join. We typically name them under a company name, but we have lots of just independent contractors, essentially, or one-man shows as membership. And if you have a slightly bigger organization, that's not an issue either. We were happy to involve as many individuals within a single company as possible. That all goes under the same single association fee, the membership fee. So it's not if you're a bigger outfit, it doesn't cost any more to join. Like I said earlier, there's about 430 members right now. We've had significant growth because we've really tried to push our presence as a community builder and a community partner overall, along with our memberships. There's a membership fee. You sign on for a code of ethics, and that really goes to say, you're promising to deal with your customers and your construction partners just honestly and fairly, right? It's a commitment to professionalism.
Absolutely. Now, certainly a lot of challenges in the construction industry these days. Jason, I'm curious, what are some of the challenges that home builders are facing, when we've got this concerted effort to build more faster?
Yeah, always approvals. The approvals process is always the most difficult thing, and we constantly work on that with counterparts at the city. We want to make it as efficient and effective as possible. I mean, in many cases, it still takes longer to get the permission to build a home than it does. It gets permission to get the home done than it does to actually construct the home, right? So it's always trying to work very hard on improving that process so that we can deliver homes in a more timely fashion.
Now, got to ask you, what is Howl? HOWL. That's where empowerment meets community. I like that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Howl stands for Home Builders of Ottawa Women Leaders. And I can't take any credit for it. It's really the brain trust of our membership engagement director, Sula. She came from the Women's Business Network a couple of years ago, and we're very lucky that she joined the association. And it was really an effort to bring women together that operate in the industry, realize, how big of a presence women actually have, how much they have to contribute to the industry, and making sure that those voices are elevated in a male-dominated field.
Absolutely. Now, you got to talk about training and employment opportunities. Jason, certainly GOBA is involved in training programs and opportunities, of course. This is very important. How can contractors or perhaps organizations in the contracting business proceed with this?
Yeah, I mean, what we offer to members is we basically, bring in experts to talk about changes to rules and regulations that govern home buildings. So as an example, there's rules around what you can do with soil from an excavation, right? So those are always constantly changing. So we have people who have the expertise on what those are. We also have people who speak on new inventions and new products that go into a home, tools that make a new home more energy efficient. And we also then have experts who speak on project management, cash flow, with that business management type of thing for those members who are kind of just starting their own business. The majority, a lot of our members are typically skilled tradespeople, right? So they have a skill and then are just spinning off and starting their own business. And that's the kind of support that they need. The other thing with training that we're really proud of is recently we launched myfutureisbuilding.ca, which focuses on high skilled trades careers, more towards people who are considering getting into the careers from high school, from university, or people who are looking at a new career, a second career, if you will, what the opportunities are there, and really kind of showing the path from getting training right into a job. Excellent.
Now let's take a look at the Fall Home Show. It's coming up next weekend at the EY Center. The GOBA Awards, certainly, that is a key element. Folks can find out more about it. And what can people look forward to seeing and experiencing at your booth, which is 1033, by the way?
Yeah, right behind the main stage. We have a really big area, as we have had every year for the past number. And what we do is we showcase the finalists from our Housing Design Awards. This year, we had a record-breaking number of entries, 369, 88 different member companies enter the competition. We have 54 finalist categories with 233 finalists overall. And they really showcase, production homes, condos, custom homes, renovations, kitchens, bathrooms, little design details. And you can view all that if you're looking for some inspiration, if you have a specific idea and you want to see what others are doing. And these are real projects, real built homes, real renovations. You can get that kind of inspiration. And then you can also vote for your favorite. We're running a People's Choice Award. So if you take a look at those, vote for the one that's your favorite. You can also be entered to draw for tickets for an Ottawa Sens game in this upcoming year as well.
Perfect. Great prizing offers as well. All right. So visitors to the Ottawa Fall Home Show, be sure to drop by booth 1033. That's the GOBA booth, the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. You can learn an awful lot just from chatting with the folks at the booth. Well, we're right out of time on this particular segment. Jason, I want to thank you for dropping by. Great conversation.
Thanks for having me on, Dave.
As always, Jason Berggraf is with us, of course. And Jason is the executive director of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. Coming up right after the break, we'll chat with Chris Seagos. He's the sales manager of the Ottawa Fall Home Show, and get back into our chat with Robert Johnston, the show manager as well. Experts on Call on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
If you're just joining us, good afternoon. The annual Ottawa Fall Home Show is just a week away, and we're getting you up to date on another great event. Two key elements of the Fall Home Show, or any of the annual home shows, are visibility and connection. A great opportunity to see and chat with some of our biggest business players. Now, many businesses are eager to display at any of our Ottawa home shows, and to talk about what an exhibitor needs to do and how to go about it. Pleased to welcome the sales manager of the Ottawa Fall Home Show, Chris Seagos. Good afternoon, Chris.
Good afternoon, Dave.
Great to chat with you. I'm looking forward to this. Let's talk about some of the shows that you manage, perhaps looking at the 3 annual shows here in Ottawa.
Yeah, well, we're fired up. Our show season kicks off in about a week and a half with the Ottawa Fall Home Show, which is presented by Renault Assistance. So that is September 26th to the 29th at the EY Center. This show is it's an end of season show for contractors, landscapers, pool, sauna, and hot tub companies, just to name a few, looking to build their leads for the following year, and inspire visitors who might not have had a chance to complete the project that they had in mind this past summer, and get ready for the following year. We also have a show that comes up in January, roughly at the end of January. So that's the Ottawa Home and Remodeling Show, January 23rd to the 26th, which is also presented by Renault Assistance. Now, this show is a show dedicated mostly to interior renovation projects, including kitchens, bathrooms, basements, windows, and doors. This show specifically gets visitors in the mood to begin projects, as it's just following the holidays. And you know how most people are indoors during the holidays and they're really just looking around their interior spaces and saying, oh, this could use an upgrade or a fix up. So after spending so much on others during the holidays, they're ready to spend on themselves and upgrade their home. And then we finish our show season at the end of March. From March 20th to the 23rd, is the Ottawa Home and Garden Show presented by Remax. This is the largest show in all of Ottawa, and this show focuses on everything home and property, both indoors and outdoors. So we usually get a lot of landscapers, contractors, companies specializing in foundation repair, pool companies, driveways, garages, realtors, fencing, windows, and doors. So if it is related to improving your home, it is at this show.
Working closely with exhibitors, certainly a top priority, ensuring their involvement needs are addressed. What are some of the bigger challenges that you might face in working with exhibitors?
That's a good question, Dave. I mean, for a lot of exhibitors, there's a lot of, uncertainty when they're coming to the show. How will they be perceived? Are they a big enough company? Do they have all the tools to kind of properly showcase at the show? We try to guide them through everything and explain to them, look, you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. You can basically do a nice clean display. And again, it's all about utilizing your space to the best of your ability. Now, you don't necessarily need a 20 by 20 booth or a 30 by 20 to make an impact. You can simply even have just a 10 by 10 or a 10 by 15 and really make a large impact. We've seen a ton of companies who come to the show, not 100% certain, but we guide them through the whole process of setting up their booth, how to properly display, and how to really interact with the attendees that come to the show. It's all about being personable. You have to be able to sell yourself, so to speak, on site and be able to showcase your products and services clearly to the attendees.
So, Chris, let's take a look at some of the benefits of exhibiting at one of your trade shows.
Well, following a web survey we actually did this past spring, we found out that 94% of the visitors own their own home at the shows that come. And 71% of these attendees are looking to spend at least $10,000 with an exhibitor within 12 months of our shows. So more than half of the attendees have a renovations budget of up to about $50,000. So, being a part of the show, you're going to meet an excellent quality and quantity of the visitors. Now, if we could actually discuss, 5 main benefits or reasons for exhibiting at the show. Number one, and again, as I kind of touched on this earlier, is about growing the business, getting out there and into the market. It's all about educating the public about your products, your services, your staff. We have seen hundreds of businesses over the last 10 years of producing these shows start from scratch, build their businesses up, gain the traction, and become, staples at our show, renewing year after year. Now, another benefit, and this one actually goes for the visitors, is being able to meet these companies in person and build the trust. Now, as we all know, in today's world, social media, being online, it can be exhausting. You're dealing with a lot of faceless companies. You don't necessarily know who to trust, who to deal with. And, when you're spending and investing that much into a project, you want to be able to feel comfortable with who's doing the work for you. So this is a huge opportunity for the visitors to build that trust immediately. And now for the exhibitors, being able to qualify the leads immediately is just as important, right? I mean, it's about allocating your time properly. And if you're able to, touch on different projects with these people in person, you'll kind of know right away who is serious, who has the projects ready to go, the money ready to go. At the end of the day, for a company, you don't want to spend too much time dealing with a tire kicker or someone who's just fishing for information or maybe to do a project 2-3 years down the line. So you want to tap into that market that's ready to do business right away. Another benefit is having thousands of qualified attendees see and hear about your business in just 4 days. So we act as a showroom for a lot of these companies, and how many can honestly say that they have had, 15, 16, up to 30,000 at the spring show people come to the show and, be able to see their business in just that short period of time. So that's a huge benefit for them as well. And another one that kind of falls under the radar, but is actually very, very good and encouraged, is the networking with the other exhibitors. We've seen many different exhibitors in different industries kind of, connect at the show, discuss different projects, and sometimes they're able to send some work each other's way. So it's a huge benefit. You never know who you're going to meet at the shows as well, and be able to do future businesses with.
The show itself provides great opportunities for the businesses to promote themselves. They can maybe have little contests. They might tie in with other promotions, with other exhibitors. It is a great marketing opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, the whole point too is, when we try to kind of tell exhibitors, is if you're going to be doing little contests on site, make sure that it is something related to your business. And I'll just give you an example. We've seen a lot of exhibitors, want to kind of get people to leave their names and numbers and their contact information, which is perfectly fine. But a lot of the times they'll kind of, just throw out a contest where, you could win a $500 Visa gift card and so forth. But you're not necessarily going to filter into the type of leads that you want to get. By doing something like that, you may just get some random people saying, hey, great, I could win some money or a gift card, and they'll just sign up. What you want to do is put a contest that is relatable to your business. So for example, if you're a painter, you may want to say, okay, you have the chance to win 50% off your next paint job. So at the same time, not only are you getting your contact info, you're getting people that are looking to do a paint job coming up in the near future. So if they don't win, for example, you can still call them back, say, hey, listen, you didn't win, but we can maybe offer you 10% off. So at least you have these contact names. So it is a terrific marketing opportunity if done correctly. And we're there to help and guide them through the process as well.
That sounds terrific. Now, I suspect this might be a little short notice, but we have a week to go before the Ottawa Fall Home Show. Are there any little spaces left if somebody says, I really got to get into the show, but I need to book some space? I know it's late, but is there a corner somewhere that might be available for somebody if need be?
Corner booths, Dave, tend to go quickly. Everybody likes that little extra visibility. Now, as we get close to the show, we do sometimes see where a company will decide that they may need to upgrade their space to a larger space in the show. And sometimes that can open up a booth, an inline somewhere. Usually around this time, close to the show, we may have 2 or 3 booths available, and they do end up filling up within that time period before the show. It's all about location as well. And the best spots do book early. And for future shows, for anyone listening as well, we book our shows all year round. So, I mean, there's never a time to say, well, now this show's done, we can start looking to a future show. No, we book all our shows all year round. So there's never a better time than to book the shows right now.
And Chris, bookings can be made at any time for any future show here in Ottawa. How can potential exhibitors and businesses reach you?
Sure. So if anyone's looking to exhibit or get some more information about exhibiting at our future shows, our direct line is area code 613-667-0509, and I can be reached personally at extension 233.
Thanks again, Chris Hicko, Sales Manager for the Ottawa Fall Home Show, coming up next weekend at the EY Centre. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing Ottawa at our show coming up next week.
After the break, we'll carry on our conversation with Robert Johnston. He's the show manager for the Ottawa Fall Home Show. More to come on Experts on Call on News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
Ask questions.
Get answers.
This is Experts on Call
On News Talk 580 CFRA.
And we're back. Thanks again to Chris Hicko, Sales Manager of the Ottawa Fall Home Show. And before that, Jason Bergraff, Executive Director for the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. Show Manager Robert Johnson is back with us again. And Rob, let's catch up once again on the basic info, including dates, times, and more.
That's it. So we're on September 26th to 29th at the EY Centre. Buy your tickets online at ottawafallhomeshow.com. I've got a beautiful promo code for everyone listening, CFRA. It's a 50% off promo code. Very easy to remember. Just type it in when you're prompted online and come on out to the show. We're running 12 to 9 on Thursday and Friday. Saturday, we're running 10 to 7 and Sunday 10 to 5. Make sure to plan a little bit in advance if you're coming out. It's a fairly big show, and there's lots to see. So come on down to the EY Centre.
Robert, corporate tickets are available as well. Let's talk about that.
Sure, yeah. So just contact us on the website. There's a information contact link, and we can set you up with corporate tickets where you can purchase up to 200 tickets and only pay for those that come through the door. So you could send them out to your, if you're a realtor, to your clients, or send them out to your staff at your company and not have to buy every single ticket. So give us a call. There's still time. You'd have to pick them up on site at the show though for that program.
I got to say, Robert, if there are listeners that have never been to the Fall Home Show, the Ottawa Fall Home Show, it is a treat. It's packed full of features. Let's talk about some of those great features that you have lined up.
Yeah. So, on top of the 200 plus exhibiting companies that are going to be there, we've got some great features lined up for everybody. A lot of features that have returned that are just so popular that we can't say no to them. We've got the Perth Brewery Lounge, which is going to be kind of like a lounge / beer garden area where you can come and enjoy a cold beverage from Perth Brewery and some tasty treats from the EY Centre Catering. We've got the return of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association Design Awards. It's the 41st year of the Housing Design Awards. You can come on site. You can see all the projects. You can get inspiration from them. And you can also vote on your pick for the People's Choice Award. And that's going to be on site at booth 1033. And then, as always, one of the most popular attractions is the Sleep Country main stage. It's presented by Stack TV and designed by Arido, the Association of Registered Interior Designers of Ontario. And the main stage is going to be packed with advice, inspiration, entertainment all weekend long. And this year, as I mentioned, with Arido, it's the first time that we're partnering with the association, and we have a very special guest, Serena Fraser from Arido, who's going to be designing and decorating the main stage. So she's a graduate of the Algonquin College interior design program, and I'm very interested to see what they come up with for the design of the show, of the main stage. Then for speakers, we have an incredible lineup. So headliner is going to be Stack TV's Brian Baumler, who is going to be on 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Friday. If you want to see Brian Baumler, the price of admission, it's included in the ticket. Buy a ticket, come on down to the show. Try and get there a little bit before if you want a seat at the stage. But he's going to be amazing to see, as always. And he's going to be taking the guesswork out of home ownership and how to get to home ownership and build real value in your home. Some of our other presenters, I'll just run through the list. I could be here with you, Dave, all day talking about who's going to be on the main stage. But we have John Vanderheiden from Reliable Home Environment talking about different government grants, loan updates on home improvement projects. We have Kareem El Saharji from Dream Design Architecture talking about secondary dwelling units. We have Shirley Engel from Shirley Interiors talking about some small changes you can make to make big impacts in your interior designing. We have Sheena Baum from We Wild Landscapes talking about how to reconnect with nature in your own backyard. We've got a panel of Baumler approved contractors and installers that's going to be hosted by contractor Ryan. And they're going to be just talking about good people, good advice, good results. That's the Baumler approved panel. We've got Chris Mulholland from Anstead Design Build, talking about creating an effective multi-unit dwelling. We've got a panel from the Association for Interior Designers of Ontario, who are also the sponsor of one of the sponsors of the main stage, and they're going to be talking about the value of working with an interior designer. And then, as always, we've got the lovely Emma Terrell, the urban botanist, who is going to be talking about designing my dream forest nature home. I have no idea what that's going to be about. I love the title. I think it's going to be really interesting to see, but you got to come down on site to listen to Emma speak. She's really, really good. And then we've got Anita Murray from All Things Home. What's kind of trending in the Ottawa home industry. And we have a great lineup of others who are going to be on site. So very excited with this jam-packed stage schedule. Check it out at ottawafallhomeshow.com for stage updates and bios and the titles and topics and all that good information.
All right, Robert, we're just about out of time. Let's review those 5 great reasons to visit the Ottawa Fall Home Show.
Okay, number 1, it's the perfect destination for a busy person. We got a one-stop shop, everything under one roof, with regards to taking your house and turning it into a home. Save money. Most of the exhibitors on site are going to be looking to close deals and get quotes out there. So that a lot of them will have rebates directly on site that you cannot get outside of the home show, special home show rebates. Quality of products and services. We do our very best to vet the companies who are on site, by checking the Better Business Bureau, by also just more than anything, the people who have been with us for a long time, we do get visitor reviews on them. So we've got a high quality of products and services on site. Advice. So let's say you don't even know what project you want or where to start. You've got the main stage and you've got 200 plus professionals on site. You can go talk to them. You can touch products. You can see what's new. You can get that inspiration for your next project. And my final one is fun. Bring the kids, bring your parents, bring your cousins. I don't know, bring everybody. The show is always a good place to see new things, have a pint at the Perth Brewery lounge, listen to stage presentations, see what's going on, look at the really nice builds and displays. There's something for everybody, really.
Thanks again, Robert Johnson. We're out of time. Best wishes, as always, for another great Ottawa Fall Home Show coming up next weekend at the EY Centre. Thanks again.
Thanks, Dave. Have a good one.
We also want to thank Chris Sikos. He's the sales manager for the Ottawa Fall Home Show, and Jason Burgraff, executive director of the Greater Ottawa Home Builders Association. Dave Watts here. Have a great afternoon. News is next on News Talk 580 CFRA.
The preceding program has been a paid presentation on News Talk 580 CFRA.